đó, thấy cái hạt đậu bên kia không? Ai cũng tới đó chụp hình đó.
Blankets and just chill. Or the seats way out there by the stage.
một ngày lái chừng 8 tiếng hoặc 9 tiếng. Dạ cũng được. Nhưng mà đi chứ.
Thôi vừa lái vừa quay không được nha, lái xe nha. Stay there. Chicago. Chuẩn bị về đêm.
What? We want to see Cookie.
Đây đông người du lịch đông hơn quốc tịch.
3, 2, 1, right number 6-hour winner. Good race, everybody. Exit to your right, white number 6, first gentleman, Captain American shirt. He gets that letter and towel.
Shake shack over there.
Đang ngồi gì đây? Cái đám gì rồi? Cái rồi.
Say hi.
Hai con kia.
Okay, say hi. Hai bố kìa. Hi.
Rồi, cả nhà chuẩn bị lên tàu. Hello anh ta.
If you've got any other questions about the boat, the tour, the ride, or anything like that, my name is Sarah. Feel free to come up and ask. We can ask any of our uniformed crew members. We'll be happy to help you out.
business went very well. But now it's time for my favorite building on our route. So I'd like everyone to please go up and on the right. You'll see some white wavy balconies. They don't match. Again, white wavy balconies ahead of us on the right, and that is Aqua Tower. It opened in 2009. It stands at 822 feet and was done by Jeannie Gang of Studio Gang Architects. That's a local firm. Those non-matching balconies were all set by satellite, and yes, the views are amazing. But the primary function of those non-matching balconies is to help migratory birds. You see, when birds fly through dense urban areas, they have a very tough time understanding what's directly ahead of them. So when a bird in flight sees as open sky, it might really be a building with a very uniform design. Well, the wrong decision about what lies ahead, it doesn't end well for that bird in flight. The random pattern of Aqua Tower's exterior, how sunlight will go from glass to balcony to shadow back to glass, but without repeating in pattern, makes it easy for birds to see and understand the building as a solid object from miles away. When you stay on the right for a moment, you'll see that building that says Swiss Hotel across the top. The Swiss Hotel was done in 1987, and this building is a giant equilateral triangle, so its three sides are the same measure. It was done by an architect named Harry Weiss. He loved to use triangle designs throughout his career, and this is actually one of 3 triangle buildings that he's got in Chicago. Well, this building's triangular setup, yes, it's a little odd, but it sits within the confines of a rectangular lot. So buildings nearby can never go right up against it. No matter where you are in the Swiss Hotel, as long as you're near a window, you're guaranteed to have a great view. And as we clear the bridge, we're going to go up and on the right once more. You'll see this wiggly, wavy building. That wiggly, wavy building, this time that wave is going up and down. Well, that's St. Regis. St. Regis opened in 2020. It's a second project by Jeannie Gang. We saw her work a moment ago at Aqua Tower. And St. Regis is mostly residential, but this building gets to brag. It had the most expensive private residence real estate sale of the 2019 fiscal year here in the state of Illinois. That sale was for the duplex on the building's 70th and 71st floor. It sold for $18.5 million in July of that year. Now, the building is tall. It's our third tallest at 1,198 feet, 101 stories, and 363 meters, if we have any metric fans joining us today. And the building's also very thin. It's got a small footprint considering how with its graceful curve. The curve in the building follows the curve in the river, and as I mentioned at the start of the tour, this river system is our founding environmental feature. It's the heart of the city. It's a major commercial route. But notice how at the same time this building's exterior sort of dances around like a big kaleidoscope. That means it's updated every few moments, so it looks brand new no matter when you're checking it out. Now I know many of you have your cameras handy. Get them ready once more, because if you time up your next shot just right, you can get a selfie with the entire top deck. So we're going to look to the right, cameras out, cameras ready. And there we go. We are in the reflection of our next building. This is 150 North Riverside. It opened in 2017, and it's 53 stories of office space. And yes, the building has an interesting silhouette and overall shape. It's only 40 feet wide where it emerges from the ground and goes out quickly to 120 feet in the 7th floor. Well, if you'd like, go straight behind us. You can see the pink line going over top of the Lake Street Bridge. Now, 150 North Riverside does maintain that 120-foot width for most of its height. If it has you worried the building's just going to tip right over, take a nice relaxing breath. You see that building's top interior floor, it's not an office, it's a damper, a heavy tank of water. The weight and pressure at the top of the building creates a constant and consistent downward force, so that everything at the top keeps the top directly above the bottom, exactly where we want it. Just to the right, we've got this gray building. This is 100 North Riverside Plaza. Done in 1990, and since 1999, Boeing has had an office here. But I'd like to get going on our next building. It's the beige one just past the bridge on the right. This is 2 North Riverside Plaza. It was done in 1929, and its original tenant was Chicago Daily News. And that newspaper isn't with us anymore. They folded in 1978. But I make a big deal about Chicago Daily News because on their list of employees were some pretty big creative names, including noted poet Carl Sandburg and noted playwright Ben Hutch. Now, I'd like everyone to look carefully. We've got these clock faces towards the front of the building, one on the north and one on the south ends. Just beneath the clock faces, you'll see what's called a relief sculpture. That's a sculpture that goes the first 2 or 3 inches into the exterior. Well, the relief sculptures on this building are telling the story of the history of the written word. Again, the original anchor tenant was Chicago Daily News. So documenting the human experience and historic events, that's what they were all about. This decoration was a great way to ensure the first major tenant would want to stay as long as possible. Once we clear the bridge, I want to drop down to about eye level. It's going to be a little dark for a moment. But if you look carefully, you should see a few silver train cars. And if you can't see those trains, listen for a moment. You can't miss that low engine rumble.
Train nè. Train. Họ đi ngầm đấy.
Now the trains just next to us are in Union Station, which is one of the main thoroughfares from the city to the suburbs. So people and goods are moving into and out of Chicago thanks to these trains all day. Now this noise to us, we have it for a few minutes. But imagine hearing that all day long as you're trying to get some work done if you're employed here at 10 South or 120 South Riverside. Don't worry about anyone working here. Those 2 buildings, they knew it would be noisy, so they soundproof them. As soon as you head inside and that lobby door closes behind you, trade noise is no longer on your radar. Let's look ahead of us. You'll see a white building with black windows. This is 222 South Riverside, done in 1972. 35 stories of office space. On that green building with the graceful curve, that's 300 South Riverside, done in 1984. But I went through those 2 buildings a little more quickly because I'd like to change sides. Please be careful. It's going to be very, very sunny. But join me on the left. Tip your heads way back. Look up. You can see the very top of our tallest building, the former Sears Tower, now the Willis Tower. It's the black boxy one with those 2 big white antennae. And I know that view was good, but our next one's going to be even better. So in just a moment, Captain Tom is going to turn us. Stay on the left with your attention. Notice this space between this white building with the clear windows and then the silver building with the blue-green. We're going to go just between those 2 buildings as we turn, and that'll take you from ground floor. You'll see a white rectangular outline. That's the lobby on Wacker Drive. And then you'll be able to scale the entire building all at once. So cameras out, cameras ready. Here we go. Careful with the sun for me. Tall, black, boxy building. All the way up to the top. Here we go. Now this building started out as the Sears Tower in connection to Sears department stores. That was the company that commissioned the building, knowing that as they move in, they take up 2/3 of it for their operation and they lease out the rest. The plan was for Sears to grow within the same building, so as a lease would expire, Sears would expand. Sears figured by the year 2000 they'd have the whole thing to themselves, but they never made it that far. Sears officially moved out of the building and they sold it in 1992. The new purchaser of the building, Landmark Properties, felt no desire to change the name, so Sears had stayed. That was until 2009, when the UK's Willis insurance brokerage moved in, became the largest tenant, and took on the naming rights, officially changed the title. You can refer to it either way, the original Sears or the current Willis. Just remember it's the tallest. This building is 1,000.
Yeah, go upstairs. Go upstairs. Đi lên lầu. Đi lên lầu đi.
Sao bạn? Này gì đây, nói gì review đi.
Garlic gets the ranch in American.
Mời cả nhà ăn đi. Mời cả nhà ăn bánh mì. Cấm vậy thôi hết. Mấy cái này là cổ đây. Mời cả nhà ăn. Mời cả nhà ăn.
Cái á, ăn có là bread.
Ăn ngon là bánh mì.
Dạ, ngon mà.
Cả nhà ăn ngon là bánh mì.
Ngon quá.
Ngon quá hả? Ngon quá. Ngon quá. Ngon không? Ngon không? Con phải trả lời dạ ngon quá. Nó đợi pizza ra nha con. Thấy không?
Giờ còn đang đi ăn pizza ở Chicago.
I'm ready.
Cheesy legend.
I got
Say thank you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Cheesy legend.
No. Yes. Yes.
Say thank you. No problem. Yes, anything else? Let me know. Thank you.
Để đi hổm rồi xíu rau thôi chứ cũng không có thiếu.
Pizza này là 1966 original của nó luôn.
Cái gì cũng được.
Sao ăn pizza sao con gái?
It's very long.
Dạ, cảm ơn Út nha. Có gì ngày mai con ghé. Nếu mà con đi sớm thì về sớm.
Đấy, hay là review hay này. Sao? Sao? Ăn miệng tí liền. Ăn miệng tí liền.
You know what time it is?
Leave it, not too much.
This is good.
Like it? Try the pizza.
1966 vào.
Dạ, cái pizza này nó khác với cái pizza ở bên mình ha. Bên mình nó mỏng hơn, còn cái này nó dày.
Cái gì nấu nó giờ 45 phút á. Nghe nói sao? Nó nói là rau 45 phút. Nó đem ra đó. Nó làm mà nó làm nó bỏ vô nấu này kia nọ. Nướng không có 20 phút rồi, 20-30 phút rồi.
Rất là thơm, ngon ghê á. Cái gì?
Ăn tiên không pizza. Qua chiều rồi ăn pizza.
Ngon ghê đó, ăn thử luôn.
Coi Hana ăn này. Hana ăn khí thế luôn. Lạ miệng ăn khí thế luôn rồi. Ăn cơm ăn nước rồi đó, mà về đây còn có ăn gì nữa. Khí thế rồi. Nó lạ mà. Thôi mời cả nhà nha. Đây còn miếng nè.